tutorial, we are going to look at adding a little YouTube video into the bottom of one of our pages. Now this can be added anywhere. I just decided to add it into the bottom of this page just to show you how it's easy enough to do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the last container that we've got, because I want to put it at the bottom. And as you can see on my DOM here, if I click on this option here, I've got the last container. So if I switch this from insert to bootstrap, and let's click on container, you see it's asking me before, after, or next. So we're going to click on after, and we've got now a lovely container which has been added here. Now I'm going to get some code up for our YouTube video, and to get this, once you find the video you want, click on the share option and then click the embed option, and then copy the iframe code from here and then go back to our website. Now if you just try to paste it in here, it probably wouldn't work. So what I'm going to do is go to split view, and because I'm already selected on this container, it's taking me direct there to the part of the code. Now this is really important, right? I'm going to press enter a few times now on the code just to split this up. Now you'll notice this container is here, right? It's the one that I'm using, and you'll see I've got open tags and I got close tags. There's the close tag, and this correlates with this. If you're ever in doubt, if you select the end or the start, it shows you, it highlights them where the other part is. So what we do is we make sure the code is pasted inside this container, right? Otherwise it won't work. Okay, so you can see now I have pasted that in. Although Dreamweaver does say this doesn't work, trust me, it does. You can, if you wanted to, change the size of this by manually then setting the size. So for example, I've just changed that from 560 to 700, and if we change that to 385, you can see it's made it now a little bit wider and taller. So if you did want to change that, obviously that's how you would do it. You can also use percentiles as well. So if you want to put it at 100%, you can, but I'm going to stick to this at the moment. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is switch back to live view, and I'm going to just show you now the preview. So if you click the preview window here, and let's go to Firefox, let's save it. What will happen is the page will load, and you can see the YouTube videos there. And if you do click on it, it does actually load. So you can see that it does work. What happens if you want this then to be centered? Well, the easiest way to do it is add in a property to center it. So let's click on the container, let's click the plus, and let's do .text -center. Now, unfortunately, if you are in the UK, we don't spell center like this. However, just start typing the first part of center, then click it, and you'll notice it will then center the text for you. Now, if we then go back to preview, let's stop that one. Let's go back to Firefox preview. What you'll see now is that it's centered. Now, there is one downside with doing this. You'll notice when we resize, okay, there is a limit. So the reason for this limit is in our code, we've specified fixed widths. So this video will not go less than, I think it's 700 pixels. I've just changed this to. Let me just show you an example now. I'll leave this live, but if we just go back into the split view, and we'll change this from 700 back to 580. Okay, so I've just changed the code back to 580. If I just go back to my Firefox there, now you can see it's slightly more indented now because it's only 580 pixels wide, but it still will only resize to that. Well, in fact, it doesn't actually resize, it just moves. Okay, so that's one consideration to make with your images that you've added in. Okay, so videos you've added in. If you manually specify them, it will obviously then stick to that width. Doesn't matter if it does then go smaller. However, it's very rare to have this going that small on a web browser that you're using on your computer. Now, if we did change this to 100%, I think this should work. as you can see now, width equals 100%. So what it's done is it's now stretching the full width of this container. All right, but because I've only set the height to be 385, the height is always going to be 385. Okay, however, what we have now done is made the video ever so slightly responsive. So if I now bring the video in a little bit, it will obviously go to a certain size and width. Okay, so it is totally up to you. It's your choice what you wanted to do, how you wanted to do it. Obviously, you need to explain this in your development log, what works best for you, but you've seen there how we edit the code and what we need to edit in order to make it work.